What's up, YouTube? Third Impact coming at you with episode 5 of Space Dandy, titled A Merry Companion is a Wagon in Space, Baby. I know, it's kind of a strange title, but moving right along. So I remember one of the most interesting things about Space Dandy, and what I even mentioned in my pre-hype video before I started doing these episodic reviews, was all the additional talent that was going to be brought on for Space Dandy, whether that be artists drawing some of the unique alien and creature designs, or writers, directors that are all going to be leaving their own personal touch or signature on the episodes that they come in contact with. And this has already been happening in the first few. It kind of answers the question as to why each episode has such a unique vibe and feel to it. But I haven't really been going in depth with my research enough to let you know week by week who these people that worked on the episodes were. So I'm going to be starting with this week because I found it very interesting. But this episode was written and directed by Ichiro Oguchi, who was the writer-director for Code Geass and Valvrave, and also Akemi Hayashi, who worked on Kids on the Slope and Penguin Drum. So just like a little interesting side note, but I mean, if you look at those series as styles, you can see why this episode of Space Dandy was maybe a certain way, as opposed to being one of the more traditional, goofier episodes of Space Dandy. And I also have a feeling that this episode is going to be a real love it or hate it episode. Um, People are going to love this change of pace and what they're doing with it, but there's also going to be people that are just bored to tears from this episode, I feel. So that's also going to be a fear and a strength for this episode moving forward. So this episode dealt with a new character named Adele, who was a Gentuan, who was so sort of prankster alien. It tricks alien hunters who try to capture her for registration, transfers their soul into this penguin plushie, and she draws all over them and, pranks them. So pretty cute, pretty funny, and Space Dandy is sent to get this alien and see what's up. And we don't know until we see her, but this character is actually a young girl, and it opens up some very interesting character development for Dandy. Because all we've really known Dandy for is, this dandy sort of aloof protagonist who has an obsession with boobies, huge-breasted women, all this sort of thing. But instead, he's being matched up with a small girl, and it's like, well, how's Dandy gonna handle this one? And it's pretty much just like Spike Spiegel. Just like Spike, he hates kids, and in general, this episode felt very Cowboy Bebop-like to me, far more than any of the episodes so far, and it was definitely because of just how touching and heartwarming it was. It felt like a real character piece, and it really rounded off Dandy, I feel. He's been very, one-track mind, but this episode really, it made you see that he has that soft spot. He can't be the regular old Space Dandy when it comes to a little kid. He was actually very responsible, looked after her. He even went on that whole, sorry, like, you're safe here at the hotel, I gotta go to boobies, it's my favorite thing in the world, Dandy, like, that made sense. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, he's gonna realize, no, he should stay and keep her company, do something like that. No, he said he was gonna go to boobies, but he actually went and was just doing detective work, trying to find out where her grandpa was. That was the main part of the episode. They made a deal that, she would be able to meet up with her grandpa before they went and registered her or anything like that. So, really cool there. When Dandy has his soul sealed inside of that penguin plushie, or his mind, or however they describe it, they say that like hunters are normally so embarrassed by this fact that they're shamed that they can't even fight back at this point or do anything. But as we know, Dandy has no shame. He fights back and manages to capture this girl, even in his little penguin form, which is hilarious. But he gets turned again later on, and Adele is captured by these two other alien hunters who are trying to register her. And Space Dandy saves her in this penguin plushy form. This part is so hilarious. This train is taking off, driving away, and Dandy in penguin form is flying after this train, and he can't catch up to it. It's like so clear that he doesn't get enough speed, but he like drops on the ground, jumps up off the ground, keeps flying. It's like, where is this energy coming from? I've never seen such a determined Dandy before. He seemed even more determined than he had been for boobies in the past, which is crazy. So I feel like Dandy can care for others. He can It's just, I don't know. It was just, I felt Dandy really got humanized a lot more in this episode. It was really nice. And we actually don't know how old Adele is. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like, she seems like a girl, little girl. She has a grandpa. But when Space Dandy goes to buy the tickets earlier in the episode, he's like one adult, one kid. And she's like, no, I'm an adult too, and goes to pay for an adult fare. So really, she might be hundreds of years old. Maybe that alien species just appears that way, but it has nothing to do with age. That little comment made that seem a little more ambiguous, a little more unknown. But you know Space Dandy, he needs his women curvy, and it pretty much ends with Space Dandy saying, one day when you've grown up and, you've matured, come meet me on my ship, we'll talk, and maybe you can become a member of our crew. So that was also nice. He left. We don't have this, young girl character that's going to be in every episode, because I really wasn't hoping that she was going to be joining the crew. So that was good. But, if she makes an appearance later on, that'd be really nice. And that's pretty much all there's to say about this episode of Space Dandy. Definitely a lot more toned down, much more mellow episode, just a feel-good episode. And it's really cool that this show is constantly presenting you with something completely new every episode, and that's really accountable to these different talent that are being brought on for every episode. And I hope that it keeps doing this. I hope that they keep bringing on more and more unique talent and pumping out cooler and cooler episodes every week. Hayashi, the one director for Kids on the Slope and Penguin Drum, her directing in these musical montage sequences was just great. That was also probably one of the highlights of this episode, was the music. And just those scenes with just those really nice songs just playing where they had the lyrics. I heard in the Toonami dub broadcast they had the lyrics for the songs in subtitles as well, which was really good because definitely it really added to the scene, made it a lot more touching. And there was just two really nice scenes like that that were just nice montages, just feel good sort of stuff with really nice music playing. So awesome directing there on her part. And I will see you guys soon for more videos, and peace out.